In this video I just want to explore a little bit of the cycling infrastructure of London, and I go on Q2, which is Quietway 2, which is a part of a network of Quietways in London that have been designated for cycling. Here I start in Beauvoir Town and end up in Bloomsbury. I think Q2 actually starts in Stratford, but I join in Beauvoir Town and head into central London and start to explore how safe it feels and the kind of nature of that cycling path and my experience of it. What we're going to do here is join one of the key relatively new cycleways, the Q flagged ones, Quietways, and join Q2. The Quietways are always that quiet. This one feels not bad. Maybe it's just me, but it feels kind of weird seeing people in the pub. Q2. As you can see, the Quietway, the Q2 one, at least in this section, is pretty well marked on the floor. It's only if I go to daydream that I miss my turn. Not that that would ever happen. Oops. Green light, will I make it? One thing you'll notice in the slightly speeded up section is that the Quietways sort of throw you onto all sorts of different road sharing, so you're sharing the road with cars in this section, then in another section such as this you're sharing the road with pedestrians, and this can be quite busy at different times. Okay, at Islington now. This Q2 cuts through Islington down towards King's Cross-ish. But ultimately ends up in Bloomsbury. As I was saying previously, one of the interesting things, and maybe sometimes challenging things about using the Quietway routes is that one minute you're sharing with cars, the other minute you're sharing with pedestrians. So although they are quieter and they might feel slightly safer, they do actually require quite a lot of attention, and you need to keep your mind on the fact that quite a lot of other people don't realise you're going to be there, especially in some of the pedestrian sections or bits where you kind of cross over pedestrian paths, as we'll see in a minute with a series of crossings, that people are often taken aback by the fact that you appear from behind them, even though you're directed to do so by the Quietways. This series of crossings where Q2 crosses main roads in the morning pre-lockdown were just traffic jams of bikes. So many cyclists. Good. Here's the top. There we go. According to that sign, it says Q2 5 minutes Bloomsbury, so we're getting nearer London proper. There's me faffing around in the outskirts. There you go, it's an actual hill quite near London Central. Problem is I have to come back up it on a single speed bike later, but never mind. It's good for me. I have to stop pretty sharpish here because this car is doing 3-point turn and just hasn't seen me. I try and make eye contact and there's no way the driver's spotted me. So I just have to stop. I don't think he's seen me. Okay, so Q2 has brought us all the way to Bloomsbury. That's not actually where I'm going. So I might need to do some, try and work out where I am in a minute. So that's quite a large chunk of the Q2 cycleway, the Quietway. As you can see, it's fairly quiet, but that's partly because of the kind of still in later stages of lockdown. But I think if you keep your wits about you, aware pedestrians, aware that people will behave in various ways that perhaps shouldn't, and just kind of take that a bit like the weather, it's still a really efficient way of cutting through lots of little streets and getting from the outskirts of London right into the centre.